double coverage.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I am Dom with the great man Sauce. How you going, mate?
Very good, very good. Big week in sport. AFL week one
Massive.
done. Some absolutely terrible games over the weekend. We'll get into that. If you ask me, it was not fitting of finals, but it is what it is. We move on. We move on to obviously this week. We'll talk about that in a second. Massive UFC card coming up this weekend. There was a pretty good UFC card gone past on the weekend, so we'll chat about that. We'll give a quick shout out at the top of the show. Obviously, Yannick Sinner got the win. US Open, beat the American Taylor Fritz. Let's go. The Italian stallion. He gets the job done. He was too good. And look, let's be honest. When Djokovic and Alcaraz both fell, it was his tournament to lose.
100%.
So he did what needed to be done, got the job done. So we'll obviously give a little shout out there. And but other than that, Doma, it's
It was quiet. It was a big week, but also a quiet week. There was no EPL. We had the international break. Of course,
still got
mate, top of the show. We got it. Straight out. Like that's
39. Thank you very much. Still banging in goals. Still saving Portugal.
Yeah. Let me just go here. All right. Let me go straight here. All right. Number 900. All right. And then
there it is.
Number 901. All right. Still kicking goals. Honestly, you probably never see it again.
He won it. He won it for Portugal. He came on.
He won it for Portugal. Yeah. Came off the bench. Came off the bench. They said, "Oh, they don't need him. You should come off the bench because they can win games without him during regulation time." Oh yeah, look like that was happening to me. Yep. Clearly happened. They won the game.
I really think he'll get to 1,000 goals.
He will.
He will.
He will. And all on video, Sauce, as he said to Rio Ferdinand. Hello, Magda. And also hello to Kevin Hawthorne, who's been popping in the last few weeks. Magda says, up the Roo girls. Ronaldo is the GOAT. 900 goals. Get around him, boys and girls. Yeah, 100%. Go the Blues, says Andrew. Yes, he's a Brisbane supporter. I love it. I'm so happy. I'm surprised you didn't come say hello to the great man Sauce. I should introduce you to on Saturday at Cristiano's event.
There was a lot of people there, so
I didn't have time. But if I had time, I would have introduced you too. So definitely. I know he's an enigma. The great man Sauce is an enigma. I'd be scared to go up to him too, to be honest. So he's an enigma.
You idiots.
The great man. All right, we're going to start with AFL Sauce because, as you said, it was great to have finals football, and there was one cracker game. Yes. I think it's safe to say the one cracker game.
Yeah.
And we'll start with the Thursday night game, which was an embarrassment. Well, not really an embarrassment. The Cats win by 84 points. It was unexpected, but at the same time, are we fools because we actually thought it was going to be a bit different in 2024? Were we?
It just, it's obviously, it would be tough for Port fans. I mean, if they went out in straight sets again, back-to-back years.
Sauce. I'm gonna remind everyone of a little story that we told on this podcast 1 year ago. All right, 1 year ago we told this story, and we said that outside of our man Johnny, what's his name? Not Johnny Sins, your mate that sold the Mac Jones card. What's his name? Johnny
Stones.
Johnny Stones. I'll show you who he is. Just bring him up.
Bring it up. Johnny
Where
Stones.
is he? Outside of this guy here, right?
Sold that card for $100K when he first pulled it. Now that
this
guy's a
guy
backup
here,
quarterback. He's not even at the New England Patriots anymore.
the most savvy businessman outside of Johnny Stones is Ken Hinkley. And we said it. They were struggling. And old Koshy there, the finance wizard.
Sucked in.
The finance wizard, Koshy, could have got the sword and just cut down the problem that was the Port Adelaide Football Club. But Kenny Boy went on that big win streak and he had the playing group and he got his contract source. He signed his big deal and he went out in straight sets last year. And we came on this podcast and said, Kenny Boy backed up the Brinks truck to the Port Adelaide Football Club. And I think we actually said he did a Doc Rivers and he's actually thrown the whole Port Adelaide Football Club under the bus. And not only has he reversed over them, he's accelerated and reversed back, and then he's gone forward again. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what we said on the podcast. And we come back full circle 12 months later, and we're here at finals football where they gave him the big contract, and they're like, you know what? Another year at it, Kenny. You went out in straight sets when we gave you the deal. Surely you can turn it around this time. And he's on the verge on Friday night, 2 years in a row, going out in straight sets. I tell you what, it's one of the greatest deals of all time. I'll actually take my hat off to Ken.
His agent's obviously top notch.
There's no ill will towards Ken Hinkley. I don't blame Ken Hinkley for no success at Port Adelaide. I don't blame him because the writing was all on the wall for the club and they fumbled it. They bottled it. Sometimes, Sauce, we always say it on this podcast, how is it that the fans can see stuff that the people that are getting paid the big bucks can't see? I don't understand. And then people go, you're just a fan. You don't get it. But you see things more, like we've spoken about it. You saw it with Arsenal and me with United and North and you with Essendon. You see it. And it's like they don't want to believe it. So you gave him the contract. We'll get to the tips for this week. But personally, I think Hawthorn go out there and absolutely wipe him off the park in Adelaide. How can they kill him?
They looked slow last week. They looked average around the contest. They were in the game for a total of a quarter. That's about it. And then it was over after that. And just the lack of fight back. I mean, it's a final, guys. And you get done by, that margin, 80 plus points. Horrendous. I think I'm with you. I don't see a way back for Port Adelaide. I think Hawthorn, definitely have the game plan, have the style of play to beat Port Adelaide. I don't think they'll be overawed by the crowd.
Nah.
And look, I mean, they just played in front of 80,000 at the G. Yeah. They're going to be overawed by the Adelaide crowd. I don't think so.
Julio makes a good point. He said they could have the best team in the league by a country mile and still go out in straight sets. A lot of talent in that Port Adelaide team.
It's a lot of talent. And this is the thing, you're in this tough position as, if you're a Port Adelaide supporter, you're going, we've got all the talent. We've given the big contract to the coach. And it could be 2 years in a row we go out in straight sets. What do you do there? Obviously you've already paid the money to the coach. You go again, and God forbid it be 3 years that the same thing happens.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these exit interviews at Port Adelaide. Could be some Melburnians that want to leave the football club. Dan Houston being one of them. Ollie Wines rumored to be leaving. Boak's not getting any younger. Charlie Dixon's way past it. He's gone.
Yes, see, this is what I mean. Like this is their window. The window could come and go very quick.
Yeah, I know they got Horn Francis, and you can argue he's going to be probably the best player in the league in 3 years' time. But when if you can be the best player in the league, but have no one around you. Yeah, I know you got Butters and Rosie, but that's your midfield. And if everyone else is finishing around you, you're in a bit of strife. You just turn into North Melbourne. Got a good midfield, but they got nothing else. Like, what are you going to do?
Let's see how it plays out, Dom. And
The only
we could be eating our words. Should
we
they
could
obviously
be, but all the
win
pressure's
this
on Port Adelaide.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm with you on that.
And it's hard to
Pressure is on
play
Port Adelaide.
when your back's up against the wall, all the pressure's on you. It's hard to play against a team in Hawthorn that play with absolutely no pressure, zero fear. They play with no fear. They play every game as if it's their last game, mate. They've got nothing to lose. Honestly, what does Hawthorn have to lose? They weren't expected to be there, first of all. They're not expected to win this game, even though the bookies have them favourite. They're not expected to win in Adelaide. So they just go out there and just prove people wrong. That's been their MO this year. Prove everyone wrong. You can't make finals. All right, we'll make finals. You won't win a final. Okay, we'll win final. You can't beat Port Adelaide in Adelaide. Okay. You can't win the flag. Okay. They're playing the best brand of football by a mile. And we said it on this podcast because people weren't paying attention to the stats that were on the wall. Hawthorn was the best team outside of Brisbane after the bye. I think in the end, they ended up being the best team in the comp source, not in the comp. They were the best team in the comp after the bye.
Phenomenal.
The best team in the comp post-bye. Best team. Doesn't matter they finished outside the 4. Bulldogs have done that before and they won a flag. So
historically, it's very, very rare, but
it is rare. It
can be done.
Speaking of that game,
you're tipping Hawthorn.
I will tip Hawthorn. But that game, the Hawks got the job done against the Dogs. Now, I was watching this game on Friday, and there's a couple of people I was watching this game with. There was a dog supporter there, and they go, "Oh, we're surprised this is happening." And I said, "Why are you surprised?" We should probably have beaten Hawthorn. I said, "I'll be honest with you. I didn't expect you even to come close to being Hawthorn." And they go, "What do you mean? We were so good." I said, "You play, if you're lucky, 2 games at the G all year. You play all your games in an indoor stadium. You play all your games in a stadium that's smaller than the MCG. You don't play in front of big crowds. And you're coming up against a team that plays 6 games in Tassie. But outside of those 6 games in Tassie, all their home games are at the G. Then when they're playing away games against the big clubs, they're at the G. Anyway, so they've got all the experience on the G. Their whole game plan of hockball that they've been talking about at Hawthorn is set up and designed to be played on the G. We had bigger forwards, mate. Unless you're going inside 50 and clunking them every time you're in there, which the Dogs forwards don't do. As soon as it hits the ground, they're too big. They were fast.
Too many tools.
They stuck with Hawthorn for a half of football, and then after that, they got absolutely blown out.
I think Hawthorn kicked 5 in a row or 6 in a row at one point.
Blew them out. Anyway, on the back of that source, Jack McRae requested a trade today. I don't know if you saw that. And funnily enough, did I not break some late mail on this show last week about Baslenka himself, Bailey Smith? Yeah, okay. No comment. Oh, soon to see where he's going to go. But I'm just saying, I said he was going to go to Geelong 7 days ago. So who knows?
Look, if it's rumored, you know what? We'll just have to make a stitch, mate, and just say this. Don't worry about Damien Barrett.
You and I predicted something.
Caroline, Lemon, Wilson, and the other spuds that are out there. Just listen, double coverage, mate. We've got you covered.
Julio says, apart from the Bont, their best player is a rookie. Who are you talking about? Darcy.
Darcy's
I've gone blank.
They've got a lot of tools. I feel like
it is Darcy.
Yeah, Darcy
can't be. Trelaw's been good this year, though. Trelaw's been good this year. Bailey Dale has been good this year.
They've been better than the second half of the year.
They got Sauce Richards, Eddie Richards there.
They have been better, but
Yeah, but we said on the show last week that we didn't think that they were going to beat the Hawks.
no, I think the Hawks are playing better brand.
We get to the Saturday afternoon game, and this is the one that slipped away from the Giants. They were up by 5 goals at one stage in this game, and I don't know what happened, but I do know what happened. Isaac Heeney just went, I am the best player in the comp. And when I want to be the best player, I'll show you I'm the best player. And he absolutely, and this is a guy source that unless there's an unspoken rule between the umpires to not give him votes after he got reported, should win the Brownlow. So on Brownlow night, we're going to sit there, and a lot of people have forgotten about Isaac Heeney when they talk about the projections. They've actually just forgotten about him. And then you say, oh, but Isaac Heeney, and you go, oh, shit, that's right, he's suspended. So I think we might see Heeney at the top of the board, but he's ineligible because he got suspended, mate. But
he turned it on in the second half when the game needed to be turned in their favor, didn't he? He went to another level. That elevated his teammates to another level, and the mark on the wing was just unbelievable. I mean, the landing was just as good as the mark, I reckon, and the bloke underneath did well too. Obviously, give him a little tuck and roll so he didn't land.
Jeff Hardy swanton bomb sauce.
Yeah, I know, it was unbelievable. The fact that he just got up and ran off after that, after just, mate, surely the wind is knocked out of you after just taking you just fallen 2 meters straight on your back.
He's so good. He's so good.
Somersault through the air, just crazy.
He's so good.
But yeah, Sydney Swans just in what GWS have been good second half of the season. They were in control in that game. Swans sort of hadn't, not they didn't have no right, but they were in a tough position, and they've executed a number of times all season. They have had this issue of starting off slow, but nonetheless, they got the job done, and credit to them. Credit to them. They get the week off. They get the home prelim. You can't ask for a better spot if you're a Sydney fan.
100%. Maddie says 27 points with 9 minutes to go. Then the real Brownlow winner said, nope, I don't think so. Jamar says, do you reckon Payne will play for Brisbane?
It was one of those performances, Doma, that you just, if Swans go on to win the flag, right, that's one of those performances that you just think back and go, wow. And you probably watch that game back a few times. If you win the flag, you watch obviously the grand final, but you might watch the whole finals. See, I know someone that obviously Bulldog supporter after the grand final. I think they rewatched the whole lead up, every single game again over in order. And they just keep watching them going through. It might be another 56 years till they get their next one. So he better keep
potentially 100. Oh, it's true. You never know. Footy's a funny sport, mate. Very funny sport. What else we got here? Bonnell, Nick Dake also win the Brownlow. Magda thinks. And then a bit of a chat. Swans v Cats.
If they said he could have won a few more games, Merritt would be doing a lot better. Would have done a lot better in the Brownlow. But because we're too shit, we can't win enough. He's gonna cop it.
Magda, you're forgetting about Cripps, says Jules.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting on Brownlow night. Very, very interesting. And the last game, Lions beat the Blues by 28 points. Not really much to get into here. They got absolutely.
I mean, it looks a lot better than it was. Yeah, let's not forget it was 60-0 at one stage. Yeah,
off the gas.
60-0 at one stage.
I know.
In the first half, it took Carlton over a quarter and a half to kick a goal.
It was embarrassing.
The fans on Blue Abroad, they don't know they don't understand what's gone wrong. They thought they were on the up. This was going to be, obviously, they were very much like me, right? Very much like me as an Essendon fan. You know what I mean? Glass half full type of person. Prove me otherwise. They made the prelim last year. They were very close to making a grand final. And they had expectation this year. The expectation level rose that they, we're going to get to that position again. Well, when it all fell apart, they just barely made the 8 and they got bounced out in that fashion. The fans on Blue Abroad, they were just speechless. They don't know, where do they go to next? And sort of having to dig at Voss. Is he the right coach? Does he have the right game plan? When things don't go their way, it all falls apart. It is a bit of all of that. There's a bit of soul searching to do at that club, and maybe a couple of more meetings down at the cafe where they need to build a bit more belief. The belief that they had last year, because they lost that brand of footy. And one thing I will say with, a bit of vengeance behind it towards Michael Voss. If any coach in their right mind thinks it's a great idea, I understand you had the week off, but to bring in 7 players or 8 players that had multiple weeks off before that, you're an absolute lemon. You, sir, are a lemon. It's proven in the history. Go back and have a look. Every time a coach has brought in underdone players, it's never ended well, especially in finals.
Sometimes I just don't understand. You've got guys that have earned their spot there and they're fit and healthy to go, and you can probably tweak your game plan to work in your favor with those guys, yet you choose to put guys that are underdone. I don't know. It was funny. Tom de Koning as the sub as well was hilarious. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Stupid. Seriously. I said my most sure pick out of all of these ones on the weekend, out of all the games, is Brisbane. 100% is beating Carlton, and that is I'd put my whole life savings on it with utmost comfortable. It was never going to be the fact that Carlton was going to get the win.
And they didn't, so they're gone.
Yeah, 60. I mean, it could have been a 10-goal drumming. As you said, Brisbane took the foot off the gas in the second half and literally, just pretty much. I think it was more a fact of let's just not get injuries. That's what they were thinking.
Correct. It's like we're going to go travel to Sydney next week. Let's just make sure we get the job done. Let's get to this week. We've already gone Hawthorn over Port Adelaide. That's on Friday night at 7:40. Tune in for that one. And then Saturday night, 7:30, we have the Giants versus the Lions. Sauce, who are you going for in this one?
This is going to be a cracking game.
Surely you got to back the Lions. They're your grand final pick.
Know, at the start of the year, so I've got to back them in. I think I've got to back the Lions. I think GWS definitely has enough there to get it done.
Yeah,
and yeah, look, it is on their home field, so favoritism should be in their favor. But I'm going to go the Lions just because. Obviously, I backed them at the start of the year to win the flag. So
I'm backing GWS because I gave them as a dark horse, and I said they'd be in the preseason. I said they'd be very good this year. So I'm going with them. I can't even remember who I had for my grand final. I think I had the Lions in there with someone.
I had the Lions versus the Blues in there.
You had the Lions and Blues. Jules says if Carlton didn't kick those 3 goals late in the second quarter, they would have kicked 1 until the middle of the third. That's a disgrace, isn't it? GWS versus the Lions, 50-50 game. That game could be a granny. Definitely could be. Definitely could be. Well, tune in for those crackers. Let's move on, Sauce, because there's a few sports returning this week, and the EPL being one of them. And what do you know? Another week, another opening game for Man United against Southampton. We've got it's Southampton versus United. That's 9:30 on Saturday. 9:30 Saturday night. Tune into that one. And you can roll that into Brighton Ipswich or Crystal Palace Leicester or Fulham West Ham or Liverpool Nottingham or City Brentford. And then Villa versus Everton at 2:30 Sunday morning. Bournemouth Chelsea 5 o'clock Sunday morning. And then on the Sunday night, have a look at this. Back it in with Off the Grid We've got Tottenham versus Arsenal.
Yeah,
The London Derby, 11 p.m. Sunday. And that will go into Wolves versus Newcastle Monday morning at 1:30 p.m. Absolute banger week. And I'm just going to give a shout out because I read out Brentford there. Shout out to Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Props to him.
I'm not sure if you've seen. Have you seen the video of them chanting his name? Tony, Ivan, Tony, Ivan, Tony.
And he's just sitting there going, "You should be chanting Dala."
All I gotta say is, mate, if I was getting paid $400,000 a week, you could say Tony any way you want.
The best was they asked him something and he goes, "That's okay, I'll shout everyone. Don't stress." That's what he said. He said something like, "I'll shout everyone in the restaurant or the club," wherever they interviewed him. He's like, "Yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it." He goes, "Oh, all the bills in here are on me," as a joke. And he started laughing. Like, it's ridiculous. He's on 400,000 a week.
It's just, he's got more to gamble with now. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. Just don't put your name like Calvin Ridley. Call yourself something else. Put Lionel Messi or something as your name and put his actual address. That's what you can do.
You're an idiot.
Tyson actually messaged me last week. He bagged me about some stuff with Messi and Ronaldo. I was a bit shattered. So, yeah. Anyway, my response to Tyson was I think Messi retired because I've just seen him in the Super Box the last 3 games with Brady and Beckham. Doesn't even play anymore. He just sits and watches Suarez.
He's just an ambassador.
He's an ambassador. He doesn't even play. He's in Cancun every second week. It's actually hilarious. It's very funny. Anyway, tune into those ones. They're going to be an absolute cracker this week. And also, as I mentioned, off the grid, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is first up. That is 9 p.m. on Sunday. That race. It's earlier. 9 p.m. Sunday. Okay. Yes. 9 p.m. Baku City Circuit. 9 p.m. So you can watch that. By the time that finishes, you roll into the London Derby. Happy days. We might even roll it into a watch party. Who knows?
Who knows? Oh, it could be. If we do off the grid, then yeah, it could be off the grid, and we just stay on until, or we might stop it and restart it again. So we got a different stream and do a London Derby watch party. We'll see. I'll be watching it anyway, so we'll see. If we're on, we're on. If we're not on. Anyway, regardless, ladies and gentlemen, you should have that bell notification switched on.
Exactly right.
Notifications on. Hit a like, subscribe, all that jazz. Make sure you know, because when we go live and do a bit of a watch party, make a bit of fun.
Says Tony will last in the Saudi League for 1 or 2 seasons, like Henderson. When you're making 800K, one season's all you, or 400K, that's all you need. Yeah, good call. Western Sydney signed Juan Mata. And Douglas Costa also signed into the A-League. It's very good. It's good getting talent like that in the A-League. We need more of it.
Doma, the sad reality is, and look, it's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But we had this step.
I know. It could have been
when we signed the likes of Del Piero. You know, we had the likes of those type of players in the league.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We've regressed since then. You know, that should have been the point of elevation to get players and not get players. You know, like Del Piero was 35 or 36, but he still dominated. But maybe you've built it to the point now, which is 10 years on from when Del Piero left here in this league, 10, 12 years on. But, you know, by this point, it should be at a level where, you know, players are wanting to come here at the age of maybe 31, 32. You know, maybe they still got 2-3 years good left in them. You know, especially in a league like A-League, not as many games, easier on the legs, not as fast. You know, their qualities will show and be great for the Australian public. But reality is they fucked it up, the FFA, didn't they? So I don't think we'll ever, you know, you'll see these one-off signings, but Douglas Costa's probably maybe a little bit better than Juan Mata. I'd be interested to see sort of how well Juan Mata does. But still, regardless, it's a good get for the league, but it should be better by this point. When we've come for the likes of Del Piero, I mean, let's just Juan Mata's a great player. Don't get me wrong, great player, but we're comparing that to Del Piero, which is we're getting him at what's Juan Mata? Is he 34? He'd be around that. Yeah. So similar age.
No, I don't know, man. Shout out to the Socceroos losing to Bahrain. Epic 1-0 loss. That was great. So
I think they're playing tonight, is it?
Yeah, they're playing Indonesia. And if they lose to Indonesia, Graham Arnold might as well just put his resignation letter in.
Look, one thing I will say is obviously
if your boy's not playing.
No, he played last game. He's in the squad. He played last game. He subbed him on. Yes, Nestroy's in the squad. He's there. So at least they've done the right thing, because if they didn't put him in this next 12 months, I'm telling you now, he would have nominated for another nation.
Country, yeah.
Another country. So, it's good that they've done that, but we'll see. They shouldn't lose Magda. They can't lose tonight, Socceroos. Yeah, they shouldn't lose against Indonesia, as Doma said.
Might as well pack it up. I'm being serious. Pack it up if you lose to them. All right, moving on. There's nothing else that's happening in world football at the moment. Interesting one actually I read was Fabrizio mentioned that 2014 Chelsea was very close to getting Lionel Messi to the Premier League in 2014. Which was an interesting thing that I was reading. It just talks broke down and never eventuated, but it was very close, Saucy. So what could have been for Manny's Chelsea Blues, who are just as good as the Carlton Blues, mate, at the moment. So I shouldn't bag them because my team sucks. So Adam says, sign Roy Keane to victory so he can bust some heads in the derby, and Cantona. But I'm telling you, these guys are better than half the A-League. No, I was watching Wayne Rooney. I was about to say, Wayne Rooney's like 160 kegs now. And he's bloody...
he's loving the points and the what do they love to eat over there? The bloody cottage pies or whatever they eat.
Yeah. Shepherd's pies and...
Shepherd's pie, that's it.
Bangers and mash is all over it. All right, let's get to the NFL because it was back this week. Get to the results. Opening night was Kansas City defeating Baltimore 27-20. Philly over the Packers 34-29. Minnesota smacked the Giants 28-6. New Orleans smashed the Panthers 47-10. The Dolphins get the win over Jacksonville 20-17 after Tyreek Hill got arrested pre-game, which is pretty bad. Texans defeat the Colts 29-27. Patriots defeat the Bengals. Still got a TD.
Did you see?
Yeah,
did celebration?
Handcuff celebration.
They need to make sure they put that one in the new Madden.
Yeah, 100%. Chicago defeat Tennessee 24-17. The Bills over the Cardinals 34-28. Steelers 18-10 over the Falcons. Seahawks defeat the Broncos 26-20. Chargers over Raiders 22-10. Buccaneers defeat the Commanders 37-20. Cowboys beat the Browns 33-17. Lions over Rams 26-20. And Aaron Rodgers played today and they went down to the San Francisco 49ers 32-19. So there you go. It's back. It was good to see it back. Mahomie started the season the way he ended it, winning. And it was good to see Taylor Swift was at the game. Jay's the all-time Swiftie, Kansas City Swiftie. So he loves them, the Messiah.
Yeah, good start to the NFL season. Always a bit difficult to watch some of the games. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't hear. Obviously on quite early in the morning. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to be up at that time in the morning because there was some phenomenal darts at the same time. You never know. I might end up finding myself waking up at 4 a.m. Go to sleep at around, 10. Wake up at 4 and you can watch all the games and watch a bit of darts. Why not? I'll probably end up having to get up that early soon enough when things transpire over the next few months. So, I don't know.
Magda, Taylor Swift is the biggest wag in the NFL. That's your next one, is it? You've been Googling a person every week, Magda.
Yeah. Go back to Pamela Anderson. She's got better pictures.
Oh my god. Surely someone in the chat can suggest someone for you this week, Magda. another week, another person for Magda. How can you be arrested for a car complaint? Says Julia. I don't know what happened there. I'm not reading into
I didn't look into it. At the end of the day, I think it was more a thing of it all got thrown out and he ended up playing in the end. So
I'm on to Kendall Jenner now. I love it. Games this week: Dolphins, Bills, Ravens versus Raiders, Panthers versus Chargers, Cowboys, Saints, Lions, Buccaneers, Packers, Colts, Jags, Browns, Vikings, 49ers, Patriots, Seahawks, Titans, Jets, Commanders, Giants, Cardinals, Rams, Broncos, Steelers, Chiefs, Bengals, Texans, Bears, and the Eagles versus the Falcons. And I'll tell you one thing, I just want the Giants to keep losing and getting belted. It'll be nice. Because when I'm in New York in a few weeks, hopefully the ticket prices plummet because they're absolutely poo. And I can go into that stadium and just sit there and watch the Cowboys slap them. That's what I'm looking forward to.
you're gonna be a bit of live footage on the double coverage Instagram page, Doma. You're gonna
we'll get shut down. Copyright. We don't give a shit. This is the way we do it.
Not live footage. We're just on the story. You know what I mean?
No, I'll go live on Instagram. Stuff it. Why not?
Yeah,
I'll show the whole game.
Film the game. Show the whole game.
Yeah, why not? Get zucked.
Yeah.
Lemon.
Have Roger Goodell waiting for you at the gate as you exit.
Magda, you should do Madison Beer. Oh my god.
Oh, here we go.
How about the Dolphins in the NFL? Yeah, they're my boys, so I'm pretty happy. Good win. Oh man. Jeez, Magda's Googled her. Oh god.
But, mate, it's getting to the point where we might have to start this pod after 10 p.m. Like, it's...
And on Rumble. Or we could just look up whatever the hell you want. Doesn't matter. So, anyway, that's it for NFL. UFC Saucy, because it's a massive card this week.
Massive card this week, and obviously big card went past over the weekend, which I'll run through the results on the main card. So the main card, it was kicked off by a win by Yanil Ashumos in the lightweight division over Trevor Peake, a third-round decision. Bantamweight division, you had Cody Durden defeating Matthew Christopher Schnell with a second-round submission. Featherweight division, you had Steve Garcia, KO over Kyle Nelson in the first round. And then the main co-main event, you had Natalia Silva defeating Jessica Andrade. That was an absolute. These were the last two fights were the main fights. Were the fights that I caught. Natalia Silva dominated start to finish. Was 27-30 all scorecards by the judges. It was a great performance, and I think she's won 6 or 7 fights in a row, Doma. And it's one of those ones where she's been in the UFC for a while.
Yeah,
like she's been around for a while, Natalia Silva, and it's the reboot. You know, you come in early, you face tribulations in your career. You have some losses, you have some wins, but you're not streaking the wins together. But she's gone back over the last few years. She's rebuilt. She's now won 6 or 7 in a row, and they're talking about where she could potentially have a shot for the title. And I'll tell you what, she looks the striking that she displayed against. And Andrade has got power and has hands, but Andrade was connecting with punches. Punches that she's knocked other women out, and Silva was taking them and throwing back 3 or 4 of her own. So, I feel like she's elevated her game to a new level. Her movement was great. The way, kicking, mixing up the striking, wasn't able to get taken down so easily, was good on the takedown defense. So, yeah, look out for Natalia Silva. She could win the title, Dom. I mean, the style of fight that she fought, it goes well in the women's division. That touch move. She's got the power. She seems like she's got the chin. So, look, watch out. She could be on the rise. In obviously this later part of her career, she's found she's had obviously a lot of years in the UFC, a lot of training, and now she's piecing it all together, which is phenomenal for her. And the main event, Sean Brady defeated Gilbert Burns, 15-round decision, domination. I really wanted Gilbert to get this win over Brady, but I think this is as many of the great fights Gilbert Burns has given us, and he's a great fighter, and he's given us some great bouts. 38 years old, Doma. It's getting to that point where, and don't get me wrong, he's still got a chin. Like Brady hit him with punches and he walked through them and he threw his own back, but he looks slow. Brady looks so much more faster than him. Obviously, younger guy, hungrier guy. And Gilbert Burns wanted to come in there and show that he's still got it at that age, but I don't think he's up for it. I really don't. He's just a bit behind the top 5-6 guys in the division. Is he still a top 10 fighter? Yeah, probably. He's probably 6 to 10. But I just don't see him being better than the other top 5 guys in the division. And I don't think he ever gets to the point where he's going to have a title shot again. And who knows? Maybe I don't know how many fights are left on his contract, but it could just be a matter of those. He sees out the contract, and it could be the day for Gilbert Burns. I don't know. But he didn't look awful. He didn't look like a Tony Ferguson really, really bad compared to prime Tony Ferguson, what we know of Tony Ferguson in his prime. He didn't look bad like that, but you can see it's getting there, Dom. You can see it's getting there. So I don't know. He could prove me wrong and come out in his next fight and win, but maybe they give him. Yeah, maybe they give him a guy, just outside the top 10, and that's that guy just outside the top 10. That's their chance to get in the top 10, and it rotates that sort of order. But yeah, look, he's been a warrior, Gilbert Burns. It's unlucky to probably obviously not win the title at some point. He's had a few shots. I think he's had 1 or 2 shots at it, but it looks like it's getting past him. And let's hope Brady can stay on the level he's at and obviously meet against Bilal Muhammad for a title shot maybe in the future. Obviously, Brady's 17-1 professionally in MMA. The only loss coming against Bilal Muhammad with a KO victory to Bilal. So it'll be good to see a rematch there and, see how Brady does. So that was UFC Fight Night, Burns versus Brady on the weekend. But that was just, a tickle for what was to come this weekend, and that is at the Sphere, the first ever UFC event at the Sphere in Las Vegas. It looks like it's a one-of-a-kind stadium. There's nothing else like it in the world. It'll be interesting to see how the UFC puts it together and how they, Dana White was very adamant that, the UFC would put together the best sporting spectacle ever at the Sphere. We will do it right. Book us first sort of thing. He's talking it up. Let's hope they can pull it off.
One time only, though, I heard. They're only doing it once.
Yeah, they're only doing it once because I'm pretty sure to book the
mil.
Sphere, it's a ridiculous amount of money. It's stupid amount of money.
They've already blown out past 20 million to put this card on.
Yeah, right? So once off, he's doing it on Mexican Independence Day. Is that right? So he's got a whole bunch of Mexicans on the card. So we'll run through it. We'll even run it through straight from the very first fight, Doma. And it's our boy, Raul Rosas Jr. against Kling Ayori in the bantamweight. I'm going with Raul Rosas Jr. to get the win. Then we've got flyweight Edgar Chiarez against Joshua Vaughn. That looks like a cracker. Yasmin Yoregi against Caitlin Swarsa in the women's strawweight. You've got Manuel Torres against Ignacio Bamoares. Bamoares is an absolute beast. This is going to be a cracking fight. This lightweight bout, Manuel Torres against Ignacio Bamoares, the Chilean. He's got some of the craziest knockouts you ever see in the UFC. Look out for this fight because it could end in a knockout or it could go the distance, but it looks like to be an absolute cracker. So that's probably my fight to watch on the prelims. Obviously, prelims being free to air, so everyone will be able to watch that fight. So definitely don't miss that one. Prelims kick off from 10 a.m. Main card kicks off from 12 p.m. The main card kicks off with Rolando Rodriguez against Ode Osborne in the flyweight division, and then you got lightweight Daniel Zellhuber against Esteban Ribokovic. In the featherweight, you got Brian Ortega against Diego Lopez. That's going to be a cracker. And then the women flyweight co-main event, Alexa Grasso against Valentina Shevchenko. And then the main event, Sugar Sean O'Malley against Mirab Divashvili. I'll give my predictions. I'm going to go Rolando Rodriguez in the first fight against Ode Osborne in the flyweight. And then I'm going to go with... I couldn't even tell you, Dom, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know too much about these fighters. So it's a toss of the coin for me. Daniel Zellhuber is 15-1 professionally in MMA. Esteban Ribokovic is 13-1. I'm going to go with Esteban because he's named after, the same as the F1 driver, Esteban Ocon. Is that Ocon? Yeah. So I'm going to go with Esteban because I know the name. Right. And then the featherweight division, you got Brian Ortega against Diego Lopez. This is a tough fight. Diego Lopez is on the way up. He's on the way up. He's had a lot of fights. Don't think, he's been around for a while. He's had 31 professional fights in the MMA. Brian Ortega's had 19 professional fights. We know what a beast Brian Ortega is. We know, the last fight, he got the win. He's back on the winners list. He's changed a few things in his training and has he, brought his game to another level? We'll wait and see. But I don't think he has. I think Diego Lopez is going to win this fight. I think Lopez is good enough to defend the takedowns, and I think Lopez has the better striking. So I'm going Lopez to get this one in a points victory. And then in the co-main event, it's Alexa Grasso against Valentina Shevchenko. It's a tough one because I stand to be corrected, but I think Grasso may have beat Shevchenko once before. They've versed once before. She did, I'm pretty sure. I think she beat her. It's going to be interesting because Shevchenko, we thought what a beast she was, but maybe she's getting to that point where people are realizing she is beatable. She was unbeatable for a period of time, but like with anything, Doma, it's very hard to stay at the top in this sport. That's why when you see guys do it for a period of time that's 3-4 years, it's just crazy to do it for that long of time. But I'm going to go with Grasso because I feel like she has the better grappling, and should she be able to get Valentina to the ground, she might have the advantage. And then in the main event, I'm not going to go against my boy Sugar Sean. I'm going with Sugar Sean. Obviously, it's a contrast of styles. It's Mirab trying to get him to the ground. Sugar Sean not trying to get the ball to the ground. But as we know, Sugar Sean has the knockout power. He knocked out Aljamain. It was the same style of fight and then knocked him out. So Mirab needs to be careful. He's obviously got the issue. I'm not sure if you've seen Doma. He's had a couple of cuts recently in the last month. Mate, even if it's a small cut, Dom, all it takes is a one shot to hit that same bit of area, and that cut's open. And then more shots hit that cut, more blood starts going into the eye. It gets harder to see, and maybe that's Mirab's downfall. So I'm going with Sugar Sean. I feel like Sugar Sean gets the KO win. I'm going Sugar Sean by KO.
And just on Sugar Sean, I showed you this before. So context to this video I'm about to show: O'Malley and Henry Cejudo hate each other. Well, not hate each other. Hate's probably strong, but they dislike each other. And Sugar Sean O'Malley jumped on the Kamaru Usman and Cejudo podcast, and I think it was meant to be on there as a proper guest, but I think he just decided he wanted to make it as a special guest appearance. So apology for anyone listening via audio, but for those watching, enjoy.
Champion of the world, Sugar Sean O'Malley. O'Malley!
Boys, you guys know I'm a very, very busy man. I'll keep this short. I came here for 2 reasons. 1, praise you, Kamaru. You're an absolute legend. And 2, Henry, how'd you let Aljo take you down so easy? You're welcome!
He
went on there
trolled him so hard.
He went on there, praised Kamaru Usman, called him a legend, and because they dislike each other, him and Cejudo, he bagged him about getting taken down by Aljamain, and he just hung up and just left the podcast. That was it. He was on for like 15 seconds.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
That was so good. So Sugar Sean, he's always very entertaining, mate. You never know what you're going to get with him. I'm going Sugar Sean as well, so I'm going to back you in on that. Last time he fought, we watched it together. We were there watching that fight, and man, it was a sight to see. Sight to see what he did to Sterling. He just pieced him up. So he's a hard guy to beat, man. He's so quick and agile, and he's going to hit you.
Not that easy to take down. Like, think about how good Aljamain's takedown ability is, and he didn't get taken down by him. And I mean, not that Aljo went for too many takedowns. Like, he tried to probably stay on the feet, and I feel like that's probably what Murab needs to not do. He needs to put the forward pressure, get in his face, so to close the distance, because obviously Amali's got the distance, the reach on him. Close the distance and then go shoot for the takedowns, try to get him to the ground and see what he can do from there, because no one's really tested him, got him to the ground and tested him. So, if he can do that, maybe he has a chance, but I think Amali knocks him out.
Done. All right, so let's move on to some hobby talk, some product. I'm quickly just going to run through, Adam, let's give Connor a good old scrap. If he came from Madison Beer, you guys are absolutely out of control. In the chat, absolutely out of control. All right, 2024 Leaf Decadence Multi-Sport checklist is here. I think we went through this preview when it came out, but Joe Namath, it was Otani. There
was no checklist though.
Yeah, no checklist. Octet. Here you go. You got Otani, Curry, Messi, Alcaraz, Haaland, Acuna, Purdy, McGregor. Cards like this, absolutely ridiculous. These are base autos. You got Ronaldo in there, McGregor, Sabalenka, who just won the US Open, Ant-Man, Penny Hardaway, Allen Iverson, Eli Manning, Mayweather, Giannis, Jade Cargill, she's a wrestler, Julius Erving, Joe Montana, Joe Namath, Mookie Betts, Michael Phelps.
I mean, I will say this, like, the auto checklist is pretty crazy. Zlatan,
Zidane,
Tyreek Hill, he's in every product because he's got that many child support payments.
Oh, Jesus. Dual autos. Penny McGrady, Ansel Fati, fall from grace. Ant-Man, Ja Morant. McGregor Couture, that's a pretty good card. What else we got? Oh, Floyd Mayweather and Michael Buffer. Joe Montana, Joe Namath, Terry Bradshaw. Messi, Zidane, Messi, Zlatan. Where's the Messi Ronaldo? Koufax, Emulsion autos. We like the big cards. That's what we want to see. What are the inscribed autos? Hulk Hogan. Robert Horry, Not of This Earth. Where's the octet? This is what we like to see. Curry, Giannis, Durant, Edwards, Magic Johnson, Julius Erving, Larry Bird, Walt Frazier. What the hell? Michael B. Jordan, the actor.
Yeah.
Ric Flair, Randy Couture, Chuck Norris, Floyd Mayweather.
What the hell?
There you go. Mighty Mouse. Shout out to Mighty Mouse as well. He retired. Mike Tyson. Here we go. Messi, Ronaldo, Zidane, Zlatan, Haaland, Pedri, Vinicius, Alvarez. There it is. That's the one.
That's the card I want.
Throw the rest in the bin. Rest in the bin. That's the one you want. Right there. Jeepers creepers. What a card. Anyone else? Sabalenka, Sue Bird, Hope Solo.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, don't, obviously we got this whole situation where people obviously not liking non-licensed, but everyone's happy to pay $900 USD for a box of Topps Chrome basketball that's unlicensed. So, I'd rather buy this. Is there a price on the boxes there, Donna, at the top?
$2,200 here for a case. $850 it looks like.
Oh, let me. You know what? We don't just.
Yeah,
we don't,
880. This is an
we
eBay
don't
ad.
just
So
Leaf to 2024 Leaf. What's
Leaf
it called?
Decadence.
Decadence.
Yeah, 850, 2200 this one for a case. This one is 2500 for a case. This one's 2349 for a case. Boxes around looks like 8 to 850 a box.
Yeah. So one on auction went. When was this? Today. 740 USD. 3 autos per box.
Yep.
So not bad. I mean, not bad, Dom.
Take it.
Not bad. I mean, that's the same price you're paying for top scoring basketball.
It's pretty good.
It's unlicensed.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's fair
Oh,
show.
right.
There is an AFL Melbourne Card Fair exclusive to AFL, and there will be massive guest Ben Cousins, Shane Crawford, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I have seen this posted. Shano's doing that. I think it's prelim weekend, so I think next weekend.
Next weekend.
Yeah, I believe so. Is that correct, Magda? It's next weekend, next Sunday, the usual spot there at the Big Plains there in North Melbourne. Obviously, make sure you follow the Melbourne Card Fair on Facebook.
Mick Moldhouse as well, apparently. It's pretty good. Good gets.
Nice. It's a tough one because I think that same day is the Melbourne Toy and Comic Fair over in Darebin, which I was thinking about going to. So it's tough to have on one day. But you know what, Dom? It's great to have that problem. It's great to have that damn problem that you don't know which show or thing to go to. It's good to have that option here in obviously Melbourne, and if anyone in other states don't have as many options, I apologize for
sport for choice.
But we didn't have that a while ago, and it's built up to this, and there's bigger things coming as well, and we've mentioned some of those on this show. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, some big things coming. Big things coming.
22nd,
all right,
I'm sure Magda said it is on. So maybe that is.
Check that one out. Just a quick one. Panini Photogenic WWE. The NBA product was really good. They use obviously great photos, and I just wanted to bring it up. As you can see, stuff like this, they have good shots.
Yeah.
There's Booker T sauce.
Spinaroonie.
Bit of what's it called? Ray gun. Spinaroonie from the Olympics. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. says Magda. Sunday 22nd. AFL Card Fair. 10 to 3. Autos. There you go. Anyway, this is TBA to be released. To expect in a box 1 auto, 9 inserts of parallels. So I just wanted to bring that up. Might interest someone. And go from there. That's pretty much it from me on the release stuff source. I know you have something that you saw that we've discussed on this show once before or multiple times about a certain NBA player and his cards. So I'll just throw it to you.
Yeah, Doma. So I'm not sure if anyone's been obviously following what's been going on. There's a new pump of a rookie card of a particular player happening at the moment. If you've been living under a rock, I mean, every person on YouTube's done a video about it that creates card content, and even on the gram, TikTok, I'm sure. But it's obviously revolving around the 84 star Jordan card, Doma, that the one player in the history of the game that has about 5 rookie cards that can't be decided, and the only reason one gets decided by the big dogs in the hobby, you should say, or the people that sort of drive the price, is because they want to manipulate the price of that said card. So we've already seen the manipulation of the 86 Fleer. Let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah.
That's happened. We're seeing the manipulation of the Nike promo.
Yeah.
Doma,
Yeah.
the Nike promo.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the manipulation of the 84 star Jordan card. And for one thing or another, that's the motive of people to push that card. I mean, we did see that there was a guy that obviously had a card, and apparently it sold for a ton of money. One of the 84 stars. And then you've got obviously old mate Lemon Wilson coming out and doing a video saying, "Oh, look, now my cards, now I've made $100,000," implying that he'd sold his copy of that card, but he hadn't. He was just implying that, his card's gone up 100 grand because there's another sale of the card. But yeah, it's just funny because, when we had this whole discussion, you and I, and we did a whole segment on it on the show and just went on about, which was the true rookie card and which one you should collect. And in the end, what did we come to, Doma? We said, it doesn't really fucking matter. Just collect what you want to collect. And you're not going to be able to stop whatever these motive of these people pumping this card. So collect the one that you want to collect, and that's it. They're all his rookie cards.
Eventually, it'll get pumped to be his rookie card, and
right?
you sell it. Well, we were right, weren't we?
We were right. Way back when everyone was saying it was 86 Fleer, and who was that guy? Rob Go bought the 86 Fleer.
Where the hell is that guy gone?
That's the only rookie card. You see him in every comments when there was drama revolving around that, and we were telling him, well, really, the 84 is his rookie card because that was his rookie year. But the issue why people don't like the 84 is because it's not pack pooled. It's easily to be duplicated, but we can say the same thing about the 86 Fleer. Like, come on, guys. How many fucking duplicates out there out of that one? So that's a bit of a bullshit reason, if you ask me. But collect cold builders, fuck it, and grade it. Mate, we should be trying to hear. We should be here in Australia, banding together, right, and pumping these cold builders to the American market and sell it to all the Le Mans over there.
We actually should,
because we have all the we control the pop. We control it.
Pack fresh Charizard.
But yeah, Tom, back to the original point, we now the 84 is the one that's being pumped, and you just need to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, there's that much talk about it. Don't go buy it now if you wanted to get one of these cards. You missed your chance. You're going to have to wait a while if you were hoping to pick up one. But it's disappointing to see because we've seen this how many times, Dom? How many times? How many times do we need to see the same thing? Like, it's not realistic for that card to be worth $1 million. It's just not realistic. It's just not. The reported one was sold for over $1 million, or
private sale, isn't it?
Private sale or something.
No name. Very private. I think there might have been a bit of dirty cash that needed to be washed.
It might not be $1 million. I think it might have been, upwards of 500,000. It's stand to be corrected, ladies and gentlemen. But I know it was a big chunk of money. But it's just stupid. I mean, you need to understand that happens. Now, old mate Otius goes and checks his storage locker and pulls out the shoe box where he's got 300 of them in there,
and it says trimmed.
Right? Yeah, and they're all nicely trimmed by old mate Edward Scissorhands. Who was the other guy? The Mathis, the NFL player.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. So, look, and they just go grade them and sell them to everyone and make a buckload of money. Like, I don't know. Just be mindful, ladies and gentlemen. When all this goes down, I know a lot of people that listen to this show see through the bullshit that these influencers and people do when they pump certain cards. And also the other thing, just be mindful. And the other thing I will see, what I hope people are seeing through the bullshit of, is the tops now, Curry, LeBron, KD. I hope people are seeing through the bullshit. There are cards numbered to 10 or whatever, or some stupid sales. Cards numbered to like, I don't know what it was, but they're going for a cereal, just a tops now card, $2,500.
Someone,
$2,500.
Jeff Wilson offered for the 101 and someone didn't accept it. Not the auto 101, the 101 base. If guys are coming and offering you money, just sell the card. No one cares. Unless it's the auto, the triple auto, no one gives a shit.
No one
It's
gives
not
a shit, mate.
well, it's a 101 because it's gold. Oh, who cares? You idiot. Sell the card. And Magda, don't do that. Adam, let's buy a house with all the cards Griff Wilson's been pumping. Mate, you'd be living in a Monopoly house if that was the case. You'd be on the street.
Yeah, because by the time he's pumped it, he's already hoarded half the collection.
Adam, buy more art. Stop. Now you're sounding like the Messiah who reckons that can't be forged.
Have you?
That can't be forged, according to him. Tops are now printing cards for fun. Exactly. Playboy Mansion says, you've lost the plot. Sell the triple auto, whoever has it. Nah, they'll keep it. Because they'll just be like brainwashed to thinking it's going to be worth squillions of dollars. That's just the way that they do it, man. It's just like, come on.
Yeah. I hope people are seeing through the bullshit there. I mean, and there's, and I will check it right now. What was it called? Tops Now. What were they called?
Tops Now, Team USA.
USA pack, right? Hang on. Just the packs themselves, Dom.
Oh.
Bro, like, can I just I don't know if these are real or not. Like, I don't know if they're real. But I hope they're not. $2,000 for a pack. $1,600 for a pack.
Oh, man.
This seems more likely. This seems more likely. Is that the one? Is that the same one? No, that's not the same one. That's a different one.
What's the first list?
$1,600 here. Now I don't know if this has been shilled. Let's just do market research right now.
What the F? What?
You know we're going to go straight into the bidding. So apparently this one ended 1,600. We're going to go into the bidding. We're going to go.
Who is it? Paradise who?
I've got to log in for fuck's sake.
Who is it? Paradise who? What's the? Just
I don't know.
check if it's listed by Probstein.
I'm trying to sign in so we can check the bidding.
Yeah. But what was the stand that it was on? Paradise what? Breaks. In the picture.
Here we go. We're in Doma. We're in.
In the picture, what's the break company? Paradise who?
I'll tell you right now. It is.
Oh, I look Shield. No, it's not. It's actually
Paradise Card Breaks. Bro, I don't know if it could be Shield.
I don't think it is.
Oh man, mate, are these ones down here Shield? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Yeah, like
there's a lot. Oh, that one there, 100% the one.
The one, but that's only at 400. But then you've got bids up here of like a guy with that much feedback at 1,500.
6,300 feedback.
Anyway, regardless,
go to another one. Go to another one.
Oh, okay, let's go to another one. Let's find another one.
That's ridiculous.
That one was an auction.
There's some people that bought 10 packs.
So you're telling me I should have just bought 50 packs at $11.99, or actually, I think if you ordered 10 packs or more, or five packs, I think that came down to $9.99 or something like that, or $8.99, and just sold them all for, mate. I'll sell them. I'll buy them all for 11, and I'll sell them all for 500, mate. I don't care. I don't even want to.
You wouldn't have to sell them for 500, mate, because there's a Lemon that would have built it to 1,500 anyway. That's US, so that's like 2,100 Australian. You had 10 packs, you make 21 grand.
So here's another one, Doma. 1,500.
You turn into tops.
Bids. Let's have a look at the bids.
Let's have a look.
This one looks shady. That's what I mean. I don't think people are paying these. I think they're being shilled. You need to realize how many of these packs are out there. If you're paying $1,500 or $1,000 for these packs, could I see these packs until the 1-of-1 auto be sold, potentially being able to be flipped for $100 a pack or $150 a pack? Fucking oath I could. Yep, that probably sounds reasonable to me. $1,500? Not really. Doesn't sound reasonable. And, it could be shilled. So just be careful when if you are going to be out there, maybe you didn't get a pack and you want to buy a pack to maybe try your luck off someone, be careful. Just be careful.
It cost them, we worked it out. It was like 600 grand. We said that, we were realistic. We said it was like $3 a pack. We gave them benefit of the doubt and said it was around 1.2, 1.5 mil to make because they sold 550,000 packs, but they've generated $7 million. So
one pack of those cards, Magda,
we're being generous.
In all honesty, probably
like
cost
50 cents.
50 cents to make. Serious production cost, 50 cents, actually.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Anyway, you got one more thing?
One more thing, and this is a good one. We'll end on a good note.
way to end it.
We'll end on a good note. Let me stop that
I
one.
don't know. You think it's a good thing. I actually don't think it's a good thing.
Well, you don't think it's a good thing because you don't want people to tell people about this set.
No. Not about the set. About the other thing from 2008 you're going to show.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to be good. And there's going to be a bit of a moment, right? So I was scrolling through Instagram, came across a friend of ours page, right? And I'll obviously bring it up. I'm not going to take credit. And credit where credit is due. Shout out Shaq32.
Oh, Shaq.
Came across this here. Obviously, he's got it because it's got Shaq on it. But you've got the quad ultimate foursomes veterans patch from 2008-09 Upper Deck ultimate collection. On this patch, you've got Amari Stoudemire. On this card, Amari Stoudemire, Dwight Howard, Yao Ming, Shaquille O'Neal, all with game used patches on it. This one's numbered to 20. And it got me thinking, like, what else can you get in that set? So obviously I went through and had a bit of a look, and I found that you can get some really, really cool stuff. So let me just bring that one up. So here's another one that you can get from the set. Doma, this is Ray Allen, LeBron James, Paul Pierce, Tony Parker, and that one's numbered to 50. All of these in this set, the Ultimate Veterans Foursome set out of 2008-09 Ultimate Collection, game used jersey. And let me just read this to you, what it says on the back, ladies and gentlemen. Right? You have received a trading card with Ray Allen, LeBron James, Paul Pierce, and Tony Parker game-used basketball memorabilia. The memorabilia has been certified to us as have been used in the 2006 NBA All-Star Game. We hope you enjoy this piece of basketball history as we continue to keep you close as you can get. Enjoy your memorabilia card. And it's got a little signature of the Upper Deck, probably CEO or whoever at the time. But they don't make cards like this, Donna, anymore. Tell you where the patches come from and whatever.
Well, we know where the patches come from now.
Well, we do know with that one, but we can go through and have a look.
Now. We know where the cards now, where they come from, the patches.
Oh, yeah. Well, they come from Dick's Sporting Goods. We know that. Right? Here's another one. You've got Allen Iverson on it, Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan, and Paul Pierce. Let's see what that says. It was used in the 2003 All-Star Game, those patches that are in that one. Some of them have, nice, chunky patches, 3 colors, 2 colors. Some of them are a bit napkin style, but nonetheless. There's obviously got the ultimate foursomes out of that set, which is the rookies. So in 2008-09. And I was trying to actually find the checklist so I could, show people the exact cards. But here's another one. It'd be better if you got a better photo. He doesn't do it justice, this bloke. Talk about trying to sell your listing. You're selling a $2,500 card or what he's priced it at, and your photos
That
are
is
fucking
horrific.
shit.
You got to take him with a Nokia 2510.
Right? You've got John Stockton, Karl Malone, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen on one card, numbered to 25. Pretty cool. Where does it say it's used from? Game used. As game used memorabilia has been certified as have been used in an official NBA game. Doesn't tell you where it's from. So unfortunately, that one not as good. But I think that's got to do with those guys are a bit older for 2008-09. So sort of makes sense. But if I could find the checklist, ladies and gentlemen, I would have showed you all of them. But I'm just going through to show you. Here's another one, Ultimate Foursome. We'll open that one. Have a look. This is a Celtics one. You got Kevin McHale.
That's a nice one.
Who's that?
I don't know who that is. It was all good.
Something Hobbins. He's an absolute dud. You got Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. Obviously not a. When I say dud, I don't mean like you made it to the NBA. You're not a dud if you ever hear this somehow. You're not a dud. You whoop my ass on the court. Like that's not even. It's not even a thing. But in the schemes of collecting cards, no one's out there is going, hey, I connect old mate Hobbins that used to play for the Celtics. Like,
so hence you're a dad.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Well, that's my logic, right?
That's fair.
It's a fair logic. Tell me, am I being fair, ladies and gentlemen?
But it's true. Whenever we call people a dud on this show, they're 100 times better than us.
Yes.
It's just they're a dud in the realm of their sport.
And if you've got any,
when people say you should do it, you reckon you could do better? No. We don't. No. We just think he's the dud in his sport.
All you have to do is literally Google Brian Scalabrine against average Joe basketball player. Exactly. And he goes up against people, and Brian Scalabrine, he came off the bench. The bloke played fucking peanuts minutes when he was in the league. But he could still go to any rec center, any local YMCA, any local basketball court and cook 99.9% of the people on the court.
He just turned into the White Mamba and Destroyer. You're not beating it. Oh, the last thing. Come on. You got to get everyone upset to finish the show. The box.
Oh, yes. And, all right. So there was that, ladies and gentlemen. That's awesome.
So all the great things you can get in this set.
9 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection set. Yeah. So check it out. Maybe you might find yourself a card to buy. There's other cards that there's there, like there's just numbered cards and stuff. But funny enough, when I was trying to find you guys the checklist, because I did try find it before we started the show. I was just struggling, and we need to get it started. I didn't want you guys to wait any longer. But I came across this, Doma. I came across this, right? I came across this. And this is from a website called Charm City Cards, and obviously they're a card store over there in the States. And this is an old sell page from when this product got released to the public back in 2008. And you're not going to want to see this, ladies and gentlemen. But this box that had those awesome cards in it, mind you, also had autographs of LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and a bunch of other unbelievable players, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, and whatever, right? That box, when it released, costed, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? Don't fucking fall off your chair. A whopping $219.
Mind you, being it's USD, but that at the time it was probably around about 250 Australian. So
yes, with the conversion that was back in 2008, yes.
So it cost as much as Prism basketball.
It costs as much as what literally a Prism retail box costs today, where you're not even guaranteed an autograph. Makes you sick, doesn't it, Dom?
Oh,
makes you sick
great.
To think
it's
that
actually
those cards, those type of cards that I showed there, and like it's got a little picture here that shows you some of the cards.
The best is there's a LeBron auto and a Jordan auto. It's the best
Jordan
part.
Auto, that Julius Erving.
Look at that. Carmelo, LeBron.
Look at this. There is a quad order of T-Mac, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, and LeBron James, bro.
The $219 US.
In a $219 US box. Like, if a product like this came out nowadays. What would the price of the box actually be?
It'd be
50
10 Gs plus.
Well, if Flawless is
Mate, you're paying 20 grand for
20,000.
opulence at that stage. Once upon a time, opulence. It was a piece of shit if people were spending 20 grand.
That's nuts, is it not? That is nuts. When you think about like the price of what Immaculate and Flawless and stuff is these days, I mean, the reality sets in.
People have lost the plot.
Where the hobby has grown, and how much things are nowadays. It's a little bit disappointing to see. I'm not going to lie, because there's never going to be a point where you and I, Dom, unless we freaking hit the lottery or do well in business maybe over the next 15 years, and we got some expendable.
Just keep buying
expendable income.
I keep buying Footy Stars, mate.
Yeah, Footy Stars. It's where
team
it's at.
Coach.
Footy Stars. Team coach.
Supremacy.
That's all we can collect.
Mate, just buy Select. It takes a dump on it. And Coles Builders.
Yeah, Coles Builders for sure.
Don't forget Coles Builders. Hopefully they do they had Coles Builders Generation 1 of Pokemon. Hopefully they do all 10 generations of the Pokemon, and we just grade all generations and sell them off to... Well, you know what happens when Gen 2 comes out, Source. Mathematically speaking, Generation 1 should be worth more. So those graded Zards, they'll go up in value.
You need to be careful, Dom, because people might actually think you're being legit.
Well, I said go buy Metapoo, and people did, so...
Oh, what's happened to that? That's right.
It's gone.
See you later.
Go buy V-Friends with Curious George, I don't know what have they got there? Curious Cat and Lamont the Lima. I don't fucking know. Gary the Grub. I don't know what they've got. They've lost the plot. The world's gone mad. Yeah. Adam Laporte. Who's Madison Beer? You guys have lost the plot. The fact that I saw Magda say there's a date night in Melbourne. He invited Adam to a date night in Melbourne in the chat because he's sick of Tinder. This has gone to this one episode. We're gonna have a speed dating.
Mate, Magda and Adam should go wingman, bang. Find the ladies. Sorted.
Adam, search her right now, says Julio. Magda, Julio told me about her. Yeah, learnt about her an hour and 20 minutes ago.
And he hasn't stopped searching since.
Magda runs the dual screen. He's got us on one.
He's got 18 tabs open, mate.
Double coverage 20 versus 2. Do you know what that is, Sauce?
Oh,
do you know what that is? Yeah, like Sidemen. We put it on, and then we've got Magda with a earbud in, and we're in the back room telling him to do things. That would be out of control. We get some of the people from Double Coverage. You'd be like us, Maddie Cams, mate. I feel sorry for Magda, who get into a lot of trouble. Oh, he's gone through 2 packets of Kleenex and a jar of Vaseline already. Oh my god.
Oh, this is how you know it's getting to the last bit of the pod, because it's going silly.
We're done. On that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Sources. Double Coverage. Like, subscribe. Peace. Love you all. Let's get these subs up on YouTube. We've got to get to 500 by the end of the year. Come on, boys. Share it to everyone. Share it to your friends, your family, to your freaking, I don't know, your speed dating people that you go see. Just give them a card. Just go
tell
listen
them
to the
that
podcast.
we do talk sports. We talk about sports.
We talk
sports.
sports. And if they want,
and we give lemons and
if they want relationship advice, we'll help you boys out in the chat as well. Don't worry about it. Like, just send it through. Who cares?
Got you covered.
Mate, just subscribe.
Double kind of any kind.
Yeah. Just tell them to subscribe. They don't need to put notifications on. Just subscribe. It can just sit in the...
No. Don't put your bell notifications on, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know when we're going live, right?
Yeah, well, half the people at these dating nights, they're not going to want to know when we're going live. Just tell them, just sub. That should be your opening line. Do you want to cop some double coverage? That's it. That's how you start it. And on that note, have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking All Sports, Double Curve.